What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So, breaking news, Ken Paxton has put out his plan. We're going to take a look at this. This is really interesting because I didn't think he would put out a plan, but he actually did. And basically what he did is he put out a campaign commercial. So we'll watch the campaign commercial. We're going to go over some of the stuff that he talks about, his plan moving forward. Now, this would be a proposal. He would be a senator, just one senator. And so we'd have to get other senators on board, and they'd have to put the proposal together and pass it through the Senate and pass it through the House in order for this to happen. But I just think it's interesting because it gives you an idea of where his mind is at, what he wants to do if he becomes the next senator in Texas. Now, spoiler alert, what he is talking about is not as good as it sounds, okay? So we'll take a look at that. And then one more thing, before I show you guys this clip, I want you to count the amount of times you see Ken Paxton talking on camera. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and show the clip. Here we go.
As Attorney General, I've fought for Texas. Washington is making it harder than ever to get ahead, and the American dream is slipping away as the cost of everything from housing to healthcare rises. I believe every Texan should be able to buy a home, raise a family, and live a healthy life without struggling to make ends meet. That's why I'm unveiling my Protecting Texas Promise agenda. It establishes a landmark $25,000 tax deduction for all out-of-pocket medical expenses, including insurance premiums. It creates a historic $50,000 home down payment deduction to make it easier to buy a home. It institutes a $5,000 healthy living tax deduction to help Texans stay active, eat healthier, and invest in their well-being. It doubles the child tax credit and makes the Trump accounts permanent. I'm running because I believe the American dream is still worth fighting for. I hope you all will join me as I travel across our state, share my plan to make that dream a reality.
Okay, so that was his plan. Now we're going to take a look at each part of his plan that he was talking about there. But how many times did you see Ken Paxton actually speaking in front of the camera? Zero times. It was all voiceover. And so I find that really interesting. I put on my campaign manager hat, and I would want to have the candidate at least talk a little bit in front of the camera. It just looks better. You don't have to be on camera the whole time, but at least show different clips of you actually talking about what, your plan that you want to move forward. So I want to make a quick pitch here. If you guys are liking the content on my channel, make sure you go over and join my Substack. It's free. And on my Substack, you're going to get articles that are based on some of the videos that I've posted, as well as every video that I post on YouTube, I also post it on Substack, and Substack will send you an email notification so you'll never miss any of my videos. Link is in the description. And so you see what he's focused on there. He's not focused on the war in Iran. He's actually focused on affordability. And you're going to see politicians out there focused on affordability. But let's take a look at the first one here. $25,000 tax deduction. Okay. And this is for medical expenses. Tax deduction. This is not a refundable tax credit. This isn't, if you guys remember stimulus checks, remember when stimulus checks were going out? That was a refundable tax credit, and they advanced it to you early. So you were able to receive the $1,400 or the $1,200 or the $600 stimulus checks. That's what that was. This is a tax deduction. And so this is not dollar for dollar. So if you are in a situation, let's say you don't owe anything in taxes. If you don't owe anything in taxes, this $25,000 tax deduction is not going to help you at all. And let's say, for example, if you owe $2,000 in taxes, well, this tax deduction will wipe out that $2,000, but it only goes to zero. It doesn't give you any type of a refund. Unless your employer was withholding taxes for you, then you could see a refund on that end. But this tax deduction is not going to benefit you in that way. So if you are low income, even if you're middle income, you might not see a benefit from this at all. It can only wipe out your tax liability. So if you have a $25,000 tax liability, then yes, it'll wipe that out, but you're not going to be receiving a refund. Okay, the next one, the $50,000, and look what they call it, $50,000 down payment tax deduction. So what is that? I mean, if you see $50,000 down payment, that means I'd have $50,000 to put down on a home. That would be great. But that's not what this is. It's a tax deduction, just like we talked about before. So, and you can't even file for this until you file your taxes. So you buy a house and then you have to wait to file your taxes, and you get a $50,000 tax deduction. It brings it down to zero. It's not a refundable tax credit. And so you're not going to see that $50,000. You're not going to have that money to help you with the down payment to buy a house. And then the next one, $5,000 healthy living tax deduction. So it's not a refundable tax credit. Again, this is a deduction. So it's the same principle. So in this situation, let's say you qualified for all of these. You qualified for the $50,000, you qualified for the $25,000, and you qualified for the $5,000. That's $80,000 in tax deductions. But if you are in that situation, like I said before, where let's say you owe $2,000, you have a tax liability of $2,000, it will wipe out that $80,000 tax deduction, will wipe out that $2,000, but that's it. You're not going to get anything. You're not getting a refund from all these tax deductions that you would be receiving. And so the last one here, they would double the child tax credit. So we have a child tax credit right now. They would double it to $4,400. And I believe it's per child. So that is what they would do. Now, this could be refundable because a portion of the current child tax credit is refundable. And then he was talking about making that $1,000 investment for children, making that permanent. Because right now it's only from 2025 to 2028. So he would want to make that permanent. So this is his plan. This is Ken Paxton's plan. I want you guys to let me know what you think about this. And remember, this would be a proposal. This would be his proposal. He has to move it through. He would have to move it through Congress if he became senator. So this is not something that he can do on his own. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more. And remember, stay informed, stay engaged, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye. So that's all we have for this video. Make sure if you guys want to send me an email, you can do that, david@thetecshow.com. Like the video, subscribe for more, and check out these videos over here for some more great content. Talk to you later. Bye.